Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been struggling to qualify for the finals of the Zero Build Cups, this is the video for you. With about 2 weeks left before tournaments come back, I have prepared a full in-depth guide in hopes of helping as many of you as possible to go pro in 2024. Before we jump straight into the video, I want to thank C-Dog for leaving a positive comment on the channel. I read every single comment, so if you want to be featured in my next video, comment something down below. And to start off the year, let's see if we can get 1,000 likes on this video. That would be greatly appreciated. Let's jump straight into the video. I'm going to go over how to properly drop for your spot, what your teammates should carry in your loadouts, the amount of points you should aim for every game, and I'm going to dive into one of the games that me and my duo were able to win during one of the tournaments and go inside our minds of how we are able to win games consistently when trying to qualify. The amount of points that you'll need to qualify for the finals will differ between different regions. The very last Zero Build tournament, to qualify for the EU finals, which is the hardest region to qualify for, you would need around 230 points. So no matter what region you're playing, I want you to aim to get 230 points, and if you're not on EU, you'll very likely qualify for every tournament if you achieve even close to those amounts of points. Your first game is going to be the most important game in the tournament because it is the game that will be the easiest, since you'll be put with everybody who has 0 points, and your priority should be to win this game or at least get a placement in the top 5. Kills can be important, but as you'll see in this gameplay, I'm going to demonstrate that placement points are by far superior when it comes to qualifying for the finals. I have seen players qualify for the finals with as many as 5 kills throughout the entire tournament. Keep that in mind when you're playing these tournaments. So if we need around 230 points to qualify, we get 7 games and 2 hours to play the opens. I would aim to average 50 points a game. Chances are you probably won't even be able to play out all 7 games, but with a 50 point a game average, you'll only need to play 5 games, and that will put you at around 250 points. So don't be discouraged if you have 1 or 2 bad games, because it doesn't take all 7 games to qualify for the finals. As a matter of fact, you can never play all 7 games out and win every one of them. So as me and my duo land here, we have a landing spot that we always go for. That is something that you and your duo will have to figure out, and I recommend playing a lot of rank together and seeing what drop works for you. Now, I use a drop map. To put it simply, a drop map is an image that has pins around the map of the best places to pull your glider. There's a free way to create your own drop map for whatever spot you'd like, and I'm going to link a video down in the description that I've used to learn how to make that myself. But if you want a more accurate drop map, the best place to go is Twitter and find some drop map makers and pay them about $5 to $7, what I found, which if you're able to pay is very worth it. But then again, there is that free way of doing it, to keep that in mind. Having the best drop gives you the ability to win your off-spawn fights way easier, for the obvious reason that you'll be the first to pick up the loot that you need, and you can start fighting people before they even have their desirable loadout. So having the best drop is the key to winning off-spawn fights. But if you're uncontested like we are in this game, then honestly, that's really good. It basically means you'll be able to easily make it into the end game with very good loot, because there's no one else around you that is looting with you. Me and my duo were uncontested, and so we decided that we'd loot up as much as we need and not take any fights unless we get the first crack. So the loadout that we're looking for is the most important part of looting in the early game. Both duos need to have some sort of movement, and preferably having the grapple blade, because it never runs out of charges, is by far the best mobility in tournaments, because we don't have vehicles in tournaments, and you don't want to carry more than 2 weapons unless you find a sniper. The loadout I recommend having a frenzy shotgun, the striker AR, a grapple hook we talked about, some shields. One of you can carry the sniper and the other person carry the bunkers. If neither of you have the sniper, then both players can carry bunkers. Having bunkers will determine how successful your end games are going to be. Now let's talk about how you should rotate once you have the loot that you need. Me and my duo have everything that we need, so our priority is to always stay ahead of zone. If you are on the edge of the zone, make your best efforts to always get closer towards the center, but also away from any possible hot drops on the map, staying on what we call the dead side of zone. This season, figuring out what the dead side of zone is actually very easy. All you need to do is look at the map and locate where the medallions are. If you can spot the medallions, it is very likely that a fight is going on there, because those teams are more likely to be very aggressive. That is going to be the congested side of zone. You want to be on the opposite side of that zone, and just like that, you'll be on the dead side. So me and my duo keep on rotating, and notice how we still have 0 kills and already have 16 points on the board. So here, as we're rotating, we're going to utilize our next tip, and that is third partying. We spotted a team fighting earlier, and it seems like they're looting up the body and moving on, so we want to take some shots while they're rotating, and let me just show you how that plays out.
Yep. Spam it, spam. Oh, careful.
There was a footstep on me.
I knocked him. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, Yeah, I know. I thought there was another one.
Okay, just chill. I'm reloading.
We were able to pick up a kill there, and you could tell we were very confident to fight that team because they were really barely fighting back. That tells us they probably didn't have the loot that they wanted to fight, and probably didn't have the health advantage, which is why we kept applying pressure. Since we were able to kill one of them and we saw where the other solo was running, as long as we stick together, there is absolutely zero reason for us to not push this guy and 2v1 him. That is when we found him in this building and easily took that fight. Oh. Not gonna lie, that was a bit confusing. We knew that the player ran in there, but I had no clue you could hide up there. Either way, we were able to find him and destroy him. So now we're in the end game with only 2 kills, and the majority of our points are coming from placement. The late game is where most players fail to succeed. So here I'm gonna break out our thought process through this entire end game. After picking up those kills, we look at the top right of our map to see where our zone is pulling. We see that we have the farthest pull. If you see on the map, the medallion is right in our way of getting to the zone, but we decide to head that way anyway. The reason we choose to go straight into the medallion team because we realized that they don't know where we're at. We were able to sneak up there and try and play to steal their position because it is the most elevated layer on the map at the moment. We also have bunkers, so we can play a little bit risky. Do not be scared to play risky and waste your bunkers if it needs to happen, especially when you have a zone that pulls this far. Let me show you how that plays out really quick.
Hold on. We can 3-2-1 him. He has no clue. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
88!
1, go.
Knock,
Nice. Right.
No shield,
Different team under.
Dead.
Nice. There's a different team right here rotating. They're terrible.
As you can see, we were able to sneak up and actually eliminate that duo. And notice how I trusted my teammate to try and kill the other guy because he was running away knowing his teammate was knocked. I made sure that we were able to keep our power position. It was beaming a completely entire teams to put pressure on them so they wouldn't try to come up and take our position. But once we secured this position, there was another team trying to play for it. So pay attention how we protected our high ground at all costs.
This one literally standing right here. In the bush. It destroyed. What is he doing?
Oh my god, my aim is terrible right now.
Cracked. One on me. They went down. They went back. I'm going to the roof. I'm reloading right now really quick.
Those two teams are fighting, so we took that as an opportunity to third party. But most importantly, make sure none of these teams try to make a move on us. One of those teams ended up dying. And after we were able to crack one of the other teams, they didn't want any business fighting us and they rotated towards the left side of the map. So now we force basically everyone to be fighting on the other side of the map while we are sitting on that side. All we have to do is get in a little bit and throw down a bunker. So that is exactly what we do. And now we're set up to watch everybody fight, wait for the entire lobby to die down, but also keep a bunch of pressure on all these teams to either make them fight, try to snag some kills ourselves. As you can see, we were able to pick up a solo that was rotating out of fights. And this is when this duo is realizing that we are sitting in a power position and they're trying to kill us here, especially because they have a sniper. We're gonna play this very carefully. They have to make a move because they're gonna have to rotate towards us eventually. And here's when things go a little bit south. My teammate gets sniped, and I want you to pay attention how I perfectly handled this situation.
Coming to our left?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. What? I wasn't even peeking.
They're fighting now. I can res you. I cracked one. It's a 2v1 right now.
They died. Yeah.
Instead of panicking and trying to go for us immediately, I know that to get that team off of me, I'm going to have to deal some damage. And I completely destroyed the player that knocked my teammate. And they ended up being pushed by the only solo that was left in the game, which was a very smart play on that guy. Notice how instead of taking the chance and trying to go in third party, I let them fight, and that gives me time to res my teammate. And this solo does not know that my teammate is down because he's not the one that knocked him. And after I was able to res my teammate, it was a 2v1 for the win. So we just stuck together, and this is how it played out.
He's sniping. You have another bunk, right?
Yep. Throwing it.
We're not peeking you, buddy. 65. Crack. Get on him. Nice. Hey, 6 kills, but it's a win, chat. I don't care.
You don't need 20 bombs and fancy gameplays. We only had 6 skills in the win. That put us at 77 points, putting us way above the 50-point average that we talked about earlier. Pay attention how at the end, even though it was a solo, we took it seriously and didn't take any risk, knowing that he has a sniper, and positioned ourselves on the side of zone where he would have to come to us and go for free beams as he's rotating. For the rest of the tournament, all you have to do is play the exact same way, but just expect that lobbies are going to get progressively progressively harder because you'll have more points, which will match you up with people with the similar amount of points that you have. And a lot of times, all you have to do is win your off-spawn engagement and avoid fighting and make it into the end game, and you'll easily qualify for the finals. Really hope this video helped, guys, and I hope to see some of you earn in 2024. Really hope this video helped. I will have a video out at some point helping you earn in the finals. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.